Class 8, Unit 14, The Magic Mirror. It was told throughout the kingdom of Granada that the king was ready to marry. He would marry the most worthy girl of the land. First, the news was told to the court barber, then to the night watchman, and then to all the old women who sold fruits and cloths at the market. The king also announced that he would give a good sum of money to anyone who found a suitable bride for him. The night watchman shouted the news in such a loud voice that all the young ladies were woken up, hearing the exciting news. The old woman constantly reminded the young ladies that the king had decided to marry. Everyone asked, "How will the king choose a wife?" The barber replied, "I'm afraid that I will have great trouble finding a worthy lady for the king." "What, you?" they questioned. "What have you got to do with helping the king find a wife?" "I'm the only man closest to the king," said the barber, "and I have a magic mirror. If any dishonest girl looks in my mirror, spots of her dishonesty will appear in her reflection." "Is looking in your mirror one of the conditions to marry the king?" asked all. "That is the only condition," replied the cunning barber. "And what about the age?" they asked. "Any lady above 20 years is eligible," said the barber. "But each girl will have to gaze at the mirror with me by her side," he said. Although several ladies wanted to become the queen, they never dared to gaze at the mirror. Days and weeks went by. The king was no closer to getting a wife. Some ladies would try to convince their friends to go before the mirror, but none were brave enough to try. Every morning the king would ask the barber if any young lady had come forward to look into the mirror, but the answer was always the same: no. Many watched the barber shop to see if others went inside, but none had been brave enough to test their fate. "Ah, is there no maiden in this land who wants to be my bride?" In other lands, kings have no trouble finding a worthy young woman to marry. "Why is this happening to me?" the king asked the barber. "Your Majesty," replied the barber, "there is one chance. There is a lonely shepherd girl who lives by herself far away on the mountainside. She may be brave enough to look in the magic mirror, but would you marry a girl of such low birth?" "Call her," answered the king. "Let the shepherd girl look into the mirror after you have told her what may happen if she dares to look." Soon after, the barber brought the young woman to the court. The whole kingdom filled the royal hall to see the girl. When the girl entered the hall, she felt very shy. The king was very pleased with her appearance and received her kindly. He reminded her that if she wanted to be his wife, she would have to gaze into the magic mirror. To gaze at the magic mirror. He said, "If you have done something wrong in your life, there will be dark spots on its surface." "Sir," replied the young lady, "everyone makes mistakes, and I am not an exception. With all due respect, sir, I have no great desire to become the queen, but I am not afraid to look into that magic mirror." Saying this, she walked up to the mirror and gazed at it. Soon after, all the women who were present surrounded her. When they saw that the magic mirror showed no stains on its surface, they snatched it from her, passing the mirror back and forth from one lady to another. They shouted, "Look, there is no magic in the mirror. A trick has been played on us." But the king said, "No, ladies, you have only yourselves to thank. If you had been as confident in yourselves as this young lady, you might have been the queen."